My eyelashes are not curled, my eyebrows are not done. I have whatever this is, and I'm so tired. Hi hopefuls, how are you? Happy Tuesday. I hope that you're well. Obviously by the date on the screen, it is Monday for me, but I have a little time, so I might actually pre-record, which is great. Make sure I'm getting the best lighting possible without showing too much of how dirty everything is. The days are super monotonous here in quarantine, which I'm sure it is where you are as well. I know that like everyone everywhere is in the same boat, which is crazy. It's crazy to think about that just across all cultures, all continents, we're all experiencing similar things. It's kind of cool in a really depressing way. But we did get an end date for school because now we have started graded distance learning. And we got an email the other day to say that our students' last day of school is June 5th. So that means 5 weeks of distance learning. So I'm gonna actually try to focus up and try really hard now that I know that there's an end in sight. It makes it a little bit easier. So I'm like slouching because my camera's in such a weird spot, so it's hurting my back. So that's making it a little bit easier to accept that school is coming to an end. Now I'm getting a little bit more help, so during the days I can focus on work, I can actually sit down at allotted times and focus on work and not have to worry about Owen, which also makes it so much easier. But as I've mentioned before, I don't want to be an ed tech forever. My plan is to leave after next school year, so June 2021. This is something that my supervisor already knows. She's known this since a couple months into me starting that job. She knew that this is not something that I wanted to make permanent, and she's super accepting of that and is just trying to get like everything she can with me there while I'm there. But I don't want to ed tech forever, and it's also like, but what am I gonna do? I got a lot of student loans. Well, the problem is that I have so many different interests and hobbies and not enough attention span on any one thing. I am all over the place when it comes to that stuff. It makes everything I do just kind of half done. Just, it falls off, it comes back. Like currently right now, the podcast is kind of suffering a little bit. Definitely quarantine is not helping, but it's really easy. My defense mechanism is to ignore things and hope that they go away, which obviously is not a great coping skill. But I know that Kai and I are both in just very similar, like, overwhelmed kids states right now, and it's hard to not be able to go anywhere. It feels, I don't know, less important, I guess, when I don't need to go to a physical location to meet for something, or someone will be here at this time sort of thing. It kind of takes that importance out of it for me, which I'm working on. I'm trying. I'm just not very good at it. And I've never been good at working from home or being self-motivated to do things. Like never, ever, ever, which is why I've dropped out of 4 master's programs. I'm just not self-motivated enough to do like online classes and remote work. The last few weeks though, I have picked running back up. I don't know if you guys were around then, or this was like right before we had started this Dear Hopefuls channel. I had trained for a half marathon. I think it was 2015, so like we were in the planning phases for this channel at the time that I had trained for this half marathon, which is wild, it's so long ago. But I've gotten back into it, and it's been really good because I haven't put any pressure on myself to go out this many times or log this many miles. I'm getting out right now about 3 times a week, relatively, and last week I hit about 9 miles. So I'm loving getting back into running. I really love running, and I love that it is a time that's just me. It's such a good time for me to focus on this, and for me to like actually get ideas, and for me to put down my phone, and for me to just appreciate the things that I have and the things that I'm still able to do. So yeah, I'm really loving getting back into running. And you guys probably know I really love yoga. Yoga is probably my favorite form of fitness. I love doing pole fitness. I do love CrossFit a lot. I love lifting. I love coaching softball. I like being active. I like hikes. I like these things. It's just really hard to self-motivate myself to go out and do these things a lot of the time. And now that I have like this motherhood thing piled on top of it, it's just really hard for me to actually get started you know, the hardest thing to do for anything is to start it, right? So every workout is like a new like start time. And that's usually really hard for me. But right now I'm really loving running. I'm not putting any super stress on it, which is good. Like just some days I'm just like, okay, I have an hour, I have 30 minutes. I'm gonna go for a run. Here's the baby, bye. And I don't bring him with me. I am looking into running strollers. This has become a rambling thing about running apparently. I have looked into running strollers, but I haven't gotten anything yet or seen anything that I'm like, I need that now. Plus it's super windy where I live and he would hate it. As far as like work things goes, I have thought before about doing like a health or fitness type of job or something, but that would require more school. Like I said, I'm not very self-motivated to get coursework done at home. I'd also like to be more consistent with my YouTube channel, my vlog channel. I don't think that I'd ever make it into a career. I'm not really interested in that aspect of making YouTube a full-time job or profitable or anything like that. But I do love vlogging. However, all of my vlogs are very linear. I have a hard time uploading things out of order, which makes it really hard to be topical. And also, for example, my last vlog I uploaded it on May 2nd, and the vlog was from March 31st. So right now it's just very hard to get out the content that I record, and it is very linear in the way that it is edited, and it's really hard for me to try to like blend things into, I don't know, more like a movie and less like a journal, which it kind of is for me anyway, because I have journaled for so long. And I don't think that anything that I do is different enough to stand out in such a saturated market. So while I love YouTube and I love vlogging and stuff like that, I don't see me making it into a job, but I do love it, so it's definitely gonna stick around. What I should do once my edteching life is over, or maybe start working on it this summer, maybe this will be like summer trial run of what Sam gonna do for her future in her 30s. At the end of the day, it's like what I'm planning for my 30s right now. Because I'll turn 30 next March, so I guess that's what we're doing today. But I should probably focus on helping Dave with our rental units. We are landlords. We have an apartment complex and a house that we rent out. Currently, only the house is occupied and the apartments need completely refurbing and going through and doing up. So that is what I should probably focus my work on, is helping with those apartments. It's difficult for me because my brain is not very business oriented. It's really hard to think like that. I'm not a type A, I'm a total type B personality. I feel like business is a very much a type A dominated space, and I have a hard time with it. But that's, at the end of the day, probably what I should focus my energy in. But either way, quarantine has made me realize that I need to start figuring it out. Thank you for watching. Go check out my vlog channel. I just uploaded one. Go check it out. I uploaded one on Saturday. Yeah, I'll meet you back here next Tuesday.